Hi, I'm Sam Ferrari, team leader of the Pearland Sam team at Remax Top Realty. Many of you know me as LeadStreetSam.com. If you haven't signed up for my free weekly tips, you should, because ordinarily it requires a password to be able to hear the tips. So go to www.leadstreetsam.com and fill out the contact information. We'll send you a password each week so you can watch the free Lead Street tip, and you can watch the reruns at that site, which are going to now be hosted at leadstreetsam.com. We're working on the technology to make that work starting next week as well. But today I'm in Houston at the broker owner meeting, so I stepped out of the meeting where I shared a little bit about my tip that I'm going to share with you today, which is probably one of the most crucial ones yet that you need to know about Lead Street. Anyway, I stepped out and I shared it with them, and they were all like, "What? Didn't know it did that." Well, here it is. And that is, when your customer goes to your website and does a search, you think that once they search, every time a new listing hits the market that matches their search criteria, it's going to be emailed to them. Well, yes and no. It will if they save the search. My buyer team pointed out to me that 99% of the people who run searches on Lead Street do not actually click and save the search. So therefore, part of the work that the buyer team does is when they're looking in the back end, that is the last 14-day list of people who've shopped online, they look at their web activity report on their profile. When you click the client's profile, web activity is one of the buttons. You'll see right there if they have any saved searches. Invariably, they have none. I went through there and looked at that today and was startled. I was shocked. You will be too. So what the buyer agents are doing is they go on there and they look at every buyer customer, and in their web activity, you can take a look at the searches that they ran, but they didn't save them. So the buyer agent needs to go in the back end and manually save the search for the client. They go into their dashboard, which you can do from the web activity report, and save the search for that client and set it so that it emails them every time a new listing that matches those criteria hits the market is emailed to them. You're going to see in my video at leadstreetsam.com that I said in the first quarter of this year my buyer agents have doubled their business. I just closed out my books. My buyer agents have tripled their business. And it's by doing things just like that. Things that you and I thought were being done by the client on their dashboard are really being done by my buyer agents. So you really need to check that out, and I promise you, you will be surprised. Your customers are not saving their searches. You have to go in and make that search save adjustment for them. If you would like to learn how to use Lead Street to its maximum potential, you need to join me for the 2 Days with Pearland Sam event coming up June 23rd and 24th. If you've already signed up, we appreciate it. We can't wait for you to get here. You're going to be so excited. We've got about 5 more things that aren't even on the agenda yet that are going to be part of the event, things that we've started using and learning and found ways to incorporate into our business. When you leave that 2 days for $995, you're going to walk away with your campaign set up. You're going to have your own presentation videotaped and recorded and set up for you to use, and it'll be scripted. Everything is going to be done for you. You will walk out of there knowing how to use Lead Street and how to maximize your potential as a return. I spoke yesterday at 2 different Remax offices, and they kept asking me, I got questions from new agents, "Hey, I don't have any customers in my database." And I said, you know what? I could go home, and by this evening I could add 50 people's names, addresses, email addresses, and phone numbers to my database. Want to know where I get them? Maybe you find out next week. Maybe you'll find out at 2 Days with Pearland Sam. I could do it. I could get hundreds of thousands right in my immediate area, and it's right in front of your face. Guys, I hope you've enjoyed this week's free Lead Street tip. I hope you go back in and double-check your saved searches on your buyers. They're not saving them. You need to so that they get the automatic emails. That's going to be crucial to your success as a buyer agent using the Lead Street system. I hope you enjoy my free Lead Street tips. I hope I get to see you in Pearland. Or if you want your campaign set up without coming to Pearland, we do that for $4.95. You can fill out that form, send us your information, or give me a call. My number is 832-200-5656, or you can email any questions anytime to samf@remax.net. Thank you for allowing me to be a part of your Lead Street success. Until next week on Friday at 1 p.m. Central, I'm Pearland Sam.